Hey guys, Slippin' Jimmy here. Constitution says you got rights, and uh, today I'm gonna help you uphold those rights by telling you the answer to the title question immediately. Uh, it's okay. The skill itself is like all right, but the act of sailing itself, I feel like, is very well designed and gratifying. So the sailing itself is really fun. Now, what the fuck do you mean it's okay? Okay? What do you mean it's fine? Um, okay, I guess the best way to start tackling this is kind of through the nature of RuneScape skills currently in old school RuneScape. Um, they all kind of suffer from this thing where, uh, how would I say it? It's an old game, right? And when the original creators made the game, as far as I know at least, they didn't really have a great outline for how to do the different skills and what skills should be incorporated in the game. And I feel like everything that they've sort of gobbled together for old school RuneScape, because it has all of the old components, all of the skills are like a little bit not thought out. And obviously, as time has passed, the developers have gone in and given these skills more depth, given them reason to be there, added mini games and stuff like that. But I still feel like none of the skills in old school RuneScape really are complete yet. And the same thing applies to sailing, the new skill, of course. Um, there's just not a whole lot to it yet. Okay, let's go over what I did. So I of course I did the quests. The quests are fine. They're a little bit funny. They're nothing too special, except the Tortugan quest, which I'm gonna return to in a bit. But they're okay. They teach you some of the basics of sailing and unlock new skills for you to do, which is just dandy. The quests were okay. They are what normal quests are, just pretty fine. But where sort of the big bang of the quests resides is obviously the Tortugan quest, because it has a boss and everything. But I mean, it's easy. Obviously, it's easy. The quest was fun. I think the boss itself is fun. I watched a No Monkey break down the mechanics, and it's pretty much the same things I found out during the fight, where you need to weigh a certain amount, and you can't be an idiot and stand in the fucking tornadoes. And yeah, it's a really easy fight. It's a good to have another mid tier boss in the game for sure. I like that. At this point, though, I feel like it's getting a little bit overwhelming with the mid tier bosses. I mean, don't get me wrong. A couple years ago, shit, a couple years ago might be too little. But whenever I started RuneScape, I was begging for there to be mid tier content in the game, because the leap from mid game to end game was massive. And it was fucking huge, and there was just kind of nothing to broach that gap. But now I'm beginning to feel like there's a little bit too much to broach that gap. I feel like we could, I don't know, add different kinds of bosses as well. I'd like to see a couple of early game bosses and like a little more end game content, obviously, eventually. But yeah, that's a side tangent. The quests were fine. The boss is cool. The boss is easy. So the only system that I haven't really fucked with when it comes to sailing yet is the sea combat, where you sort of go and approach mobs and you have like a cannon and a crewmate and you shoot them. I'm gonna try that today, probably. Depends if I have the time. But when it comes to the core gameplay loop of like delivering boxes, right? That's fine. I think the strength in sailing is that there's a lot of fun ways to train it, right? You don't have to stick to one thing, and you shouldn't stick to one thing, because holy shit, if you go and deliver crates over and over again, obviously the act of delivering them is going to get repetitive as fuck, right? Like, obviously. But I do like, even in the sort of repetitive nature of the act itself, I do like the fact that when you go to ports, you sort of have this option to pick up, another shipment from the port you deliver the shipment to, and they kind of chain infinitely in a way where you feel like, oh god, I can just one more shipment, like, because you can always pick up a new one from the place you ended up. So I really like the way that changed together. But don't do that. Don't do that alone. I saw some early reactions like, oh, fuck, it's so boring. I'm just sitting here and delivering these crates. Yeah, of course, if that's all that you're doing, of course it's fucking boring. Like, let's be honest, all of the skills in RuneScape are really repetitive if you just do one thing for fucking 30 hours in a row. Like, you sit there and you cut U logs. Like, that's an AFK simulator, Obviously. But the variety is good. The variety options are good. In addition to delivering these packages, you can go out charting in the sea, which is like multiple different kinds of activities where you can find shipwrecks and find crates full of old booze and drink that shit to get something happening to your character that I don't know. You're kind of like testing the contents of the crates, and charting the sea is really fun. And again, like, if you're training sailing, what you should really do is you should do some of the back and forth crate training or whatever. And then whenever you feel like it, you go out and do a little bit of charting, and it's a nice variety. It's fun. But if you just continue charting, that's also going to get repetitive at some point, right? You're just looking for points of interest. But yeah, I mean, those components by themselves, I think they outclass most of the other skills in the game in terms of how fun they are to use as training methods. I think a lot of the skills in the game, as I mentioned earlier, are still pretty bare bones. They need more meat on them. So those are two really good options to train the skill. And then you also got the combat, which I haven't tried. But what I really fell in love with was the Paracuda trials, which is the gameplay that you're seeing in the background right now. If you haven't gotten the Marlin time on this first track yet, watching this gameplay might give you a little tips and tricks on how to really ride those waves, bro, and hopefully help you get that. Maybe the shark time as well. I think my PB on the Marlin time is like fucking 4:14, 4:12, something like that. And if you're struggling to get the first time, I mean, that's, God help your soul, but hopefully there's some routing tips in the video you can use if you're struggling. But that's really fun. Barracuda Trails, I love this shit. This is actually probably the only reason I'm still playing sailing right now, second day, because it's like Mario Kart, Obviously it controls differently, but you get to go on these boosters, and you got to maintain your momentum, and you have to dodge these obstacles as you go, and oh my god, it's super fun. It really reminds me of chasing speed times in racing games, and I really like that. I fuck with that heavy. So the Barracuda Trials, definitely a highlight for me. Matter of fact, I'm beaming right now to try and get to the 55 mark where I unlock the second track. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just getting XP fast. It's also a really good source of XP. So that's just an additional bonus on top. But yeah, the momentum mechanics and everything in these Barracuda Trials, they're fucking great. Absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to get more of those. And speaking of more of those, again, we have all these options currently, and I think they're fine. They stand on their own merits. They will get stale if you only do one at a time for a really long time. But all of them are really fun ways to train the skill and really engaging. So if you mix and match them and you partake in all these activities, I think you're going to have a great time with sailing. But the skill is only all right because it doesn't really have that much to offer yet. I mean, it's 3 Barracuda courses, that it's crate deliveries, and the charting thing is that's good. I feel like almost the entire continent is already charted with these interactables, so that's finished pretty much. But I'm hoping we get more tracks and sailing related activities as time goes on to make the skill more complete and add increased depth to it. That's my big hope for sailing too. Is right now the act of sailing itself is really fun. I like it. It feels intuitive. It feels great. The activities are fine, but why I say it's mid is because it's still kind of like not finished. So where my future hopes lie is that they keep integrating the systems of sailing further into the game, as with all the other skills in the game. They add sailing bosses, they add more trials, maybe they'll add a whole different way to train the skill. And with some love, care, and attention, I think skilling wise, sailing can be one of the best skills in the game. And what the RuneScape team has done here is a very good start to head towards that direction. So, huge W for the game overall, I think. What do you guys think? You fucking hate it? You fucking love it? Let me know in the section below with the comments and stuff, so we can discuss and be fucking losers. Thanks. Peace.